Really strange video, this one, and what I'm pushing myself to do, because I see on a spiritual level it might have some benefit. It might not, probably won't, but with my life as it is, the effort it will take to make the video far outweighs, sorry, the other way around, so the possible. It's been a very strange few days, and I really was wanting to focus more on positive and spiritual matters, and I'll see if I can get to that in a bit. But because of the impromptu nature of this video, it might just be me talking through my problems. So we'll start there, and I'll see if I can switch it to some sort of spiritual perspective as quickly as possible for yourselves and for myself. So yeah, very strange time. I'll talk through some of the complexities of my mental health. So I've recently been making some videos about how I've tried to implement a positive mindset. It's an affirmation that I created last year, I think, and it's proved very beneficial since. This year, with all the hardships going on, it didn't seem appropriate to the circumstance to really think about using it. But circumstances arose that I gave it a try, and it's been a bit back and forth, but I thought it made some headway. And then I thought it didn't. And then I thought it did, and then I thought it didn't. It was a bit back and forth. And what happened was, and this is the course of events before the video I posted, I think it was yesterday and the day before, where I was a bit all over the place and dazed by such a rapid change in the outside world as a result of my inside world, as a result of me implementing this affirmation into my life. The affirmation, if nobody's heard it, was the affirmation, if nobody's heard it, was let me just try and remember. I see and accept the reality of my life, and when I say that, you have, if anyone actually plans to try it, you'll have to really be honest with yourself. So when you say I see and accept, you have to see and accept, or you have to be of the type to I don't know what the term is when you just repeat something over and over, and there's a specific term. It just doesn't come to mind. My brain's a bit broken at present. And essentially, yeah, if you're the type to just repeat it over and over, it should have the same effect. But essentially, I see and accept the reality of my life. For me, the easiest way to do it is just to put a label on my life and look at the label, because the label's true, and feel the rest, and somehow between that back and forth it comes into fruition, and you're not really lying to yourself from my perspective. Everything is pain, and I don't hold to the pain. So I want to run over this really quickly because I don't want to get stuck on this specific part. And that is my experience of life is it hurts. And if I just accept the hurt, accept the pain, and get on with things, they become easier. But I don't hold to the pain because the mind does strange things where it creates necessity for pain and power from pain and all of those aspects, because pain can be positive in a different way. So as long as that's there, I don't hold to the pain, and you have a healthy relationship to it, sorry, I'm just trying to catch my breath. It nullifies that and really helps with it in dealing with that element. So everything is pain, just remind myself everything hurts, but I don't hold to it, so I keep the hurt healthy. And finally, because it could always get worse, this is something that I've really seen and life has really shown me on a personal level. Hopefully for you life is different and this isn't applicable, but for some I'm sure it is, and that is everything, because it could always get worse. My life has shown me be grateful essentially for the present, no matter how shit it is. Because when life is a bit crazy, it really can just go to another level. So that's the crux of the affirmation. I tried to implement it. It didn't work. I think I decided it just wasn't working. So I gave up. My life created a really strange series of circumstances that sorry, I'm going through a bit of a tough time, and I'm just trying to keep my tone of voice appropriate and less emotional than other times. And for that, I'm just taking a minute or two, or a second or two, as and when I need. So please forgive me there. It created this really strange set of circumstances whereby it gave me the option of, do I wish to implement this even if it isn't really true to the scenario, to the circumstance, which I accepted it wasn't working. You know, I accepted it wasn't applicable to my current set of circumstances. And after, I'll leave it there. It wasn't applicable to my current set of circumstances. And my mental health created a very strange series of circumstances whereby it gave me the option and choice. Do I wish to implement it or not? And in that moment, I had the choice to say, okay, let's try it. Out of everything I can see, it should work. There isn't a reason it shouldn't. Or do you wish to be and wish to hold to truth and accept it just isn't applicable to the circumstance? And I thought I knew it was an easy decision because Well, I didn't even know. I didn't have to think. I just made the decision. And the decision was to implement it. On reflection, I believe I made the right decision, because what am I holding to truth for if it hurts so much and I'm causing so much stress for myself and stress for others? And that's what I've seen since. Now is the strange bit. The strange bit is that given that very strange situation my mental health created, and I can see how my mental health creates certain aspects for my life. It does little bits over here, and it does little bits over there, and it does little bits over there, and they all seem to intertwine, and every so often they seem to come around and connect. And that's what happened in that moment. But I know my mental health, I can feel it, I can see it, and I know how to compartmentalize it from just circumstance and life. So after accepting it, and I'll have to wrap up the video quite quick. After accepting it, life did me over in a different way. It created an impossible circumstance within my mental health that would supersede it. So in other words, as I said, in the moment I had a choice to accept it, given the parameters of the mind that I understood. And in that moment I saw that it should be effective. But my mental health, on me doing that, it just rearranged my mind entirely. So that this thing that should have worked, this affirmation that should have worked, was no longer applicable to my life. With that mindset, where it doesn't need it, but I know in the past it's been beneficial, and that is momentum. So if things are very hard and you've got the world on your shoulders, so to speak, just implementing this mindset in an instant really does help, because it's like you can drop the world, and the world can do whatever it wants. It can crack, it can break, but there's no chance in hell you're going to be able to pick the world up anytime soon and put it back on your shoulders. And that's why it works, and I'm surprised that I gave a good analogy for once. But the way my mental health did it, it created a massive bubble, and I tried to drop the weight, but it stuck it to my shoulders, unfortunately, and I couldn't shake it off. And unfortunately that strange set of circumstances is now gone, so I'm back into the predicament I was in prior, which is that it doesn't work to my current set of circumstances. And that's it. That's the last few days. That's the massive complexities my mental health does, where it's very easy for me to be honest and say I truly believe it's an external consciousness, because how on earth am I going to construct certain circumstances in my life to tie up to a specific point in time to give myself the option and choice to accept a positive mindset affirmation that I would think would change my life, then see myself accepting it and create another set of circumstances in case I accept it so it doesn't work. All for the intention of causing me suffering. And I really do say that quite bluntly, but from my perspective, being as observant as I can be, as due diligent as I can be to my mental health, that's what comes of it. And if anybody knows me and the energy I put to life, that's gone to my mind over recent years with my mental health, and all my energy goes to my mind and really stalking my mental health. So yeah, it's really strange how something we label as mental health and is often labelled as the unconscious, and is looked upon, at least from my perspective, as some sort of dormant problem within the mind, can be so hugely what's the word? Conscious. You have to be immensely conscious to be able to construct those set of circumstances, and I'm quite dumb. So how my mind is able to be so conscious when I'm so stupid, it's absolutely beyond me. It's absolutely beyond me. And that's the strange circumstances of Andreas's mind.